All right, Swiss legend Roger Federer did not manage to do this all of 5 years after his first Grand Slam win. Spanish former world number one Rafael Nadal couldn't do this till some years after his first slam, though he probably comes closest to overcoming this obstacle. He in fact set the record. Serb great Novak Djokovic took 8 years to do this, and of course then got consistent like no other. Carlos Alcaraz in less than 2 years has done what all these legends took time to do. All of just 21, he's done the unthinkable by pocketing the French Open over the weekend in a grueling 5-set encounter against Alexander Zverev. As of now, he's won 3 Grand Slams across 3 different surfaces: grass, clay and hard courts. Alcaraz has also become the youngest to win all these Grand Slams on all 3 surfaces. So how did a player who was referred to only as someone good on clay manage to do this and tame 3 different slams? Is he better than the big 3? Here's a report.
Another Spaniard, maybe a hard-court player at best, will never succeed on grass. Just aggressive on clay? Will he ever fill the shoes of Rafael Nadal? These are some of the criticisms Alcaraz faced when he started his career. The French Open champion has come a long way from that. In fact, he ruled out the clay-only tag when he won Wimbledon last year. And now with the French Open in his cabinet, he has become the youngest to win the Grand Slam on all 3 surfaces: grass, hard court and clay, a record previously held by Nadal when he achieved the feat at the age of 22. Nadal, of course, took no time in congratulating Alcaraz, his social media update highlighting the greatness of this achievement. With this, Alcaraz has aced his game across 3 different surfaces. And it's not just his approach that makes him a difficult competitor to get past, it's his training too that makes him a champion. And that training does not just involve him and his regimen alone. A key part of Alcaraz's process of bettering himself across surfaces is studying his opponents. Alcaraz has studied players who have had great track records on a particular surface. Like for his preparation for Wimbledon, Alcaraz usually watches the video of Andy Murray, who won the Wimbledon title in 2013 and 2016. Someone who has grown up on these courts. And of course, how can Federer be left behind? Someone who won the title 8 times there. With clay, any guesses? Yep, he studied the games of Rafael Nadal. And for hard courts, it's Novak Djokovic he goes to. After observing their videos, Alcaraz has realized every surface needs a different approach. So what has he done differently after observing the games of the greats, the idols he practically grew up watching? He is now using a shorter and more compact swing, and he's sliding a lot more on clay, which is a slower surface. This helps him generate pace on grass. We saw that during the Wimbledon triumph last year. And for hard courts which are quicker, Alcaraz trusts his own game plan. He sticks to the basic and doesn't tinker much. On the other hand, for clay surfaces, Alcaraz works on his stamina. So there's a lot of work off the courts to develop his strength and endurance. The surface requires more movements across the court, and of course sharpening the topspin, a great tool to make him succeed here like his predecessor Nadal. The approach, the astute gameplay, and how he adapts to different surfaces makes him an astounding all-round player, with skills that make him a monster across any tournament.
I got to say this, just for the record, Carlos Alcaraz is my favorite player to watch. He's the most skilled young man I've ever seen playing at this age. He's better than Federer, Nadal, and Djokovic at 21 for me. Alcaraz is a unique individual that we need around in the sport for a long time. You gotta love what he brings to the sport.
Djokovic and Federer were in their late 20s when they won on all 3 surfaces. At 21, Alcaraz is already just an Australian Open victory away from completing a career slams. So history beckons, and this year, if Alcaraz manages to stay injury-free and improves on his consistency, we may be seeing the new era burst on the tennis circuit, and how.
A first-of-a-kind sports show that's played on a different turf. A first-of-a-kind sports show that will always come up with a winner. Are you looking for perspectives that go beyond the scoreline? Hi, I'm Rupha Ramani, and catch a 360-degree view of the sporting world with me here on Firstpost in our special Firstpost.